What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Um, as great a player as LeBron James is, and even though we don't like him personally, and we know that he's not as great as he or his fan base believe that he is a very good player. He's just not the GOAT, okay? Some of us think he might be top 5, top 10. I have him as like the 11th greatest player of all time because I penalize him because of some of the things that I think he's guilty of, right? Some have him even lower. They have their opinions. But one of the things among many that I dislike about him is the fact that he is a habitual liar, okay? Anybody with a brain, anybody with common sense can listen to him and read him and can sense that he is a dude he's just a guy that lies so frequently and caps so frequently that sometimes I believe in his own mind, the line between reality and fantasy get blurred. And Craig Carton, all right, Craig Carton is a longtime WFAN personality, sports personality. He's had shows on ESPN, I believe it was. I think he was on ESPN. He's had shows on FS1. I think the Breakfast Ball program, which I think got canceled a couple months ago. But he still has his WFAN sports radio show. And it was on the radio show, I believe it was, that he recently talked about how LeBron James is a liar. And he talked about, in particular, the time when LeBron claimed that Pete Carroll recruited him to play football for the Seahawks.
LeBron James is great, isn't he? He has this. He views himself differently than everyone else in the world views himself.
Yeah,
and he's now pretty much an admitted world-class liar. LeBron James in his prime, which he was in 2010, as one of the 5 best basketball players on the planet back in 2010, was contemplating leaving the NBA to go play, I guess, tight end for Seattle, and he's claiming that Pete Carroll offered him a roster spot to play football. So in other words, the biggest flopper in basketball, when you breathe on him, he falls down, was going to leave the NBA, where he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, to go play football because Pete Carroll offered him the opportunity. It's like when the New York Mets had Garth Brooks out there for spring training to take a couple at-bats in March.
Yeah.
They weren't offering Garth Brooks a job to make it on the final roster, nor was Pete Carroll offering this clown a chance to play football for the Seahawks. But in his mind, if I say it, it must be true. Come on, man.
Yeah. Unfortunately, LeBron James is the consummate politician, which means that he is a consummate liar. But unlike most politicians who lie only enough to suit their agenda or when the situation calls for it, he lies when he doesn't even have to lie because he's just a consistent liar. He's consistent with his deceitfulness. And I mean, there's just so many different examples. Number one, he claims to have been a fan of the Migos, excuse me, before the group even formed. I think 2 to 3 years before they even formed, or years before they put out their first album, he claimed to have been a fan of the Migos. In 2010, I think it was, he declared himself, I believe right before the slam dunk contest during the All-Star break, before the All-Star break, he declared that he was going to be a candidate he was going to go out and compete in the dunk contest, only for him to shortly thereafterwards take that back and say that he wasn't going to compete. And we all know why, because competing in the dunk contest is you. There's no teammates to point the finger at. There's nobody to blame other than yourself. No coaches to throw under the bus. You know what I'm saying? It's you. No Darvin Ham, no Russell Westbrook to point the finger at, no D'Lo. It's going to be all on you. And he doesn't like that type of pressure. He's not built like that. You know, it's the same dude that lied and said that he knew Kobe was going to score 81 points that night. You know what I'm saying? He just lies all the time when he doesn't even need to lie. This is a guy that claims to be a huge fan of the Godfather trilogy, but yet couldn't even tell a reporter what was his favorite quote or favorite scene or one of the favorite scenes from the movie. He couldn't do it because he's a fucking liar. You know what I'm saying? This is a guy that, as you see in this photo, had a book about Malcolm X as a prop, but couldn't tell you a damn thing about Malcolm X because he didn't really read the book. Everything's a prop. Everything's a narrative. Everything is done for show with this clown. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's true. I think Jerry Jones did offer LeBron like a spot on the Cowboys, but that would have been more or less, if you know anything about Jerry Jones, it's a gimmicky type thing. I think it was during the lockout. If anything, it would have just been for money. He knew LeBron James really couldn't compete in the NFL. And LeBron James probably would have turned it down if he even tried to seriously consider it. Because for all of his talk, he's not Bubba Chuck. He's not Allen Iverson. He's not built like that. And when I say not built like that, I'm not saying he's not tough on some level. But Allen Iverson was borderline insane when you think about it. Allen Iverson, in his prime, was probably 5'11 and a half, 165 pounds. Going in the paint when you had real trees, going in the paint and getting clobbered by Shaqs and Mutombos. Okay. Alonzo Mournings, the Davis boys. You know what I'm saying? We still had real big men out there. Oliver Miller, you know, Charles Oakley, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone. We had real enforcers still in the league back then. And and Allen Iverson was taking that physicality, and he still wound up playing for almost 15 years. This dude is the biggest flopper on earth. This guy, we clearly saw last year in the game against the Celtics, Jason Tatum didn't even touch him, and this dude fainted and was rolling around. We saw this dude roll around and feel like he was hurt and peek under his eyes to see if somebody was looking to see that he really wasn't hurt. And you talking about this guy gonna play football? Football? The same sport that I was just talking about yesterday, where all these great fucking warriors from taking the blows and taking all these thousands of hits on the head and their body, they fucking developing all these horrible, debilitating neurological diseases and disorders. You really think this pansy waste is gonna play football? He complained about playing fucking flag football if he played that. Hey man, you know, you're yanking that flag kind of hard, man. You know, they got to ease up on that, man. Got to show some respect. Got to show some respect, man. Get the hell out of here, man. Man, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.